Your favorite interstellar vagabond, ubiquitous random Toxie. And I'm checking out the new Corvettes that are in No Man's Sky. Here's one of my industrial planets. I'm building all kinds of radon gas. So, because everybody needs radon gas, right? I never leave home without it. Anyway, we're going to summon the my new Corvette, which I have tentatively called the Sky Daddy for no particular reason, other than the random name it gave me was something like Ultimate Father MX7 or something. So I'm like, okay, fine. Sky Daddy it is then. Anyway, I thought I would summon it in because the landing is oh so spectacular. The whole... I was going to figure out how to do it there. There we go. The Sky Daddy MX7. Check the... Oh. Well, fine. There we go. Check this shit out. So here it comes. Ooh. He decides to do a nice little pirouette there. Come down with its landing gears and landing thrusters and opens up its ramp. So cool. Anyway, this is a Corvette that I built. If for the 2 or 3 of you that haven't heard yet, that play No Man's Sky, they've decided to put in buildable Corvettes. So this is your own starship. You can buy all the parts or buy some basic parts and then trade for other ones. Kind of like the same way you trade for fossils. You know, you have to kind of like say, hey, I'll give you 2 of these parts for this one cool part. Anyway, so here's my ship. It's nice, crisp morning. Oh, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, negative 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I digress. So yes, very crisp. Brisk, one might say. Anyway, so here's the outside of the ship. And a lot of these components and parts actually do add to your stats for the ship. Some of them just look cool. I don't think the antennas do anything. But, you know. These are actually deflector shields here. These little spinny generator guys. And here's my big thrusters. Very Wayland Yutani looking drives. And they'll be, that's at the end of the Wayland Yutani looking stuff. Anyway, here's the main ramp. This is the back of the ship, obviously. Yeah, let's close it up just so. You can also, if you land next to your freighter, you don't really land on your freighter, you just kind of like dock with it. And then you use this little button that says teleport to freighter. And you get in here. So anyway, here's the main cargo hull. Wait a minute. I thought that closed both of them. It's supposed to. Oh, anyway. Oh, I guess it's weirded out or something. Okay, so it's glitched out. I mean, it's a new patch, I can say. So I got some of my multi-tool archive here, and let me just come in through. So there's like 3 different kind of environs, if you will. There's this one, which is called the I don't remember. And there's the Thunderbird, which is kind of like your junky Millennium Falcon Firefly type thing. I put some little decorations up here. As you can see, I love this with the Star Wars chess set. This is actually a little nutrient processor. It's like your little galley down here. You can grow plants. Of any of the plants you can plant and grow, you can do that. Over here I've got a storage container. That's where all my food's at. I have a little first aid kit here. Safe spot, and then there's a couple bunks. And then let's go up to the flight deck so I can show you what the bridge looks like. Or the cockpit. It's not quite as big enough to have a bridge, but yeah, so here's this environment, which is all kind of militaristic looking. Then you get into the fancy department. This is called the Ambassador. And boy, does this look like something on an alien. But anyway, there's my bunk from up here. And there's like a little med bay. And each of these things I give you by the med bay or the bunk, they'll look different depending on what environment you put them in. Like you saw those other bunks down there. But anyway, here's all this. I put a little screen there. Here's another. You can see the storage container looks much different from the other ones. Here's my fancy little show off of Expedition 1. That cool banner they had. Here's some little ice sculptures, a Gek and an astronaut. And then I liked these because these kind of look like Mother from Alien. These little screens. Here's a mission radar where if you can have up to 4 people on your ship, you and 3 others. And you can actually go off and do missions together. And there's a mission radar, which right now it's not working because there's nobody in the system apparently, it says. System uninhabited. Yeah, that's a problem. But if you go to an inhabited system, it'll give you missions, much like the Nexus. But it's cool because you can have all your buddies go in there and say, hey, let's go knock out a bunch of missions and do them on your ship, which is pretty awesome. And then here's the cockpit, the thing. Ooh, let's take off. So normally I play this in VR because it's awesome, but I'm playing in flat screen right now just so I can get some external views and stuff that are nicer. We'll see what our ship looks like, but it's just putting around. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. You can get up and get out of your pilot seat while the ship's just flying along. Do-do-do. Like this, so now it'll continue on its course. Okay, I'm not smashing into the ground too good. I don't think I'm going anywhere either. I'm just kind of hovering. I'm going 81 U's, so it'll be a while before I get in there. It's still called Ultimate Father. What the heck? I changed the name. It's the Sky Daddy. Well, maybe it didn't save. I don't know. Anyway, it's a cockpit, flies around. You can walk around your ship while you're just cruising. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to show you the ship. So the Starship basically works the same way. You've got all the components, you can put upgrades to them and stuff. Now the one thing that's kind of weird, there's like your reactor. I suppose you can have more than one reactor if you need more power, more maneuverability, whatever. And it's got, the superchargers, so I've got one of my main engines on there. It seems to sort of like say, oh, you want this here, because I had the reactor on supercharger, and then it just switched over to the Titan Heavy booster. So no, this is more effective for you. The main problem is that you can't move, like you say, your hyperdrive, your pulse engine, so you can't get the nice little, quad bonus from it. Yeah, I mean, that may change. You can expand this out, of course, and get more tech slots, more cargo slots. It's similar like these parts, like the Thunderbird class Habs. They give you 3 cargo slots. So the more of those you slap on there, the better your stuff becomes. Now, your other technology, you can move around. Oh, I wanted to have that next to that. Yeah, there's a landing. Even a landing gear gives you stats, which is kind of cool. Anyway, I have 3 Titan Heavy boosters. That's weird. I landed 2 on the ship. And there's, you see the deflector shields that give you some stats. Even the cockpit gives you some stats. Not much, but And we've got different weapons. The weapons give you, this is the usual thing with the infra knife accelerator. And then you can have, like these turrets. Its photon cannon array just says, a little extra damage, a little extra heat, etc. Although you can't move your photon cannon once you've installed it, which is weird. It's like, oh, you can't install it. I don't know. They may fix that in a later date. Maybe that's by design. But I don't think that's a very good design. I don't like it. Anyway, so there's a show, and here's kind of a more, overview of the ship. Whoa. Those big engines. So yeah, this ship turned out looking a lot like the Nostromo, just because from osmosis, I just kind of slapped this together the way I looked at. Originally, I was going to build like something that looked like a Firefly. That's why the cockpit and the main ramp there in the front is like that. But then I was like, ooh, because these HAB units are like 1x2, and they're just big blocks, big rectangle. So I decided to make it look all nice and sleek and put these side cowlings on. There's different ones too. There's about 3 of each kind of variation of stuff. So there's some rounded ones, there's some angular ones like this, and some other differently angled ones. But you can put like decals and stuff on the outside of the ship. It's pretty cool. Anywho, that's that. Oh, one last thing. I was gonna go skydiving. This is cool. Check this out. Back down to this deck. We'll open up our hatch. So here I am, way up in the sky. Oh, this first. Yeah. Here I am, taking my first bold steps out into the sky. Whee! I can fly! Where's my ship? Oh, I was trying to see my ship up there. Yeah, you can skydive out of your ship, which you can see there. It's pretty cool. Now, it's kind of weird if you skydive out of the ship. If you hit the ground, you just go, take no damage. But if you're on the ground and you fly up in the air and you flop on down, you do take damage. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe that's another oversight. I don't know. But, look, there's my ship. Just hovering up there. It's a pretty cool silhouette. Big, chunky, wide body. But it still looks kind of slick. Who is biting my butt down here? How dare you, sirs and or madams? Anyway, there is. So, oh, there it is. When you jump out of your ship like that, I can't summon it and have it land again. Or you can just go back to this little teleporter. It comes down and says, go back to your ship. And then you can just teleport back up to your ship from there. Whee! So that said Sky Daddy, but the other one didn't. Well, you know how it is for naming stuff in No Man's Sky. It's kind of tenuous, I think. But anyway, yeah, I think this is an amazing update to No Man's Sky because of all this stuff you can build. I mean, you can build your own friggin' starships. That's pretty awesome. So, like, the one, I don't know why that's not working in front. The one thing that interested me about Starfield was being able to build your own ship. But then, of course, it's really not even like a real ship. You just sort of like, it's like a cutscene generator, like you get on your ship and then it's like, ooh, I can walk around the ship. There's a cutscene. And there's a cutscene to take off. You don't really fly the ship. You just kind of cruise around. This is full motion, baby. I mean, everything about this is No Man's Sky E. So you can hop in there, raise your ramps. The front ramp is messed up. But anyway, it'll probably fix if I reset it, like save the game and reset. But what's so awesome about this is that here's all your stuff. You can put stuff from other things in there. I can put dinosaur bones in there if I want. Probably not going to fit because they're pretty big. But you can put like your your little research unit in here, a portable refiner, which you don't really need to do because they have refiners you can build. A 3-slot one, by the way, a big heavy refiner, which is pretty cool. And it's quiet. It makes no noise when you run it. Save spots, which is cool. You can't build teleporters, but you can build all this. You can build a bike beat machine with all the speakers and stuff. I don't know how to program those things, but they are pretty cool. And you can see you can plant all these little planters and stuff, and you can plant all the vegetables that you could normally do. I suppose you could build a very big, messy starship and stuff it full of nip buds, and have the Galactic Police come and crack down on you. There's also all the decorations, chairs, sofas, beds. You could put all these screens up, and all the other little tchotchkes that are around. Ooh, let's put an organic frigate up. Boop. Let's see where we can put this little guy. Can we put him here? You put on the chess set? I'm gonna change my build view here because I'm used to playing in first person, especially when we're playing in VR, because you know how it is. Let's see if I can put out Oh, I guess I could put it there. Weird place for it, but there we go. Space whale. Cool. So anyway, yeah, and like I say, each of the different things, I'm sure this looks different if I put that in like the military looking one. Let me go ahead and get up to the flight deck. Oh yeah, no, that's not important. Yeah, our little Spartan deck here. What do the plants look like? Planters. Living wall, it's called. Where'd it go? Got the living wall there? Well, I guess you can't put them there in that one. I'm still learning how all this stuff works. But as you can see, there's different... Oh, what's the pod look like? Okay, so I guess they just don't want me to put stuff in the Spartan. This one's all taken up anyway. Alright, fine. Why is it not letting me put this thing down? Weird. Alright. Refinery. Oh, well, okay. It's very possible that the game is wigging out right now and not letting me build anything just because it's being particular. That's entirely possible. It is a new patch. It dropped literally yesterday. So, there's always that. There's always that possibility that there's something screwed up with it. I doubt any of that stuff like the we're not closing is by design. But anyway, that's a good overview of what the ships look like and how you can build them. There's plenty of building other, ones that have seen how to build if you for that. Oh, you can only build them on the space stations. You can get to your ship from other places, or like going to, say, the Anomaly and your freighter. They will show up and you can teleport to them. However, you cannot build on them there. You can do all the decoration stuff at any time you want. Yes, here's the other refiner. This is the see that one. And actually, we did an experiment earlier. One of my buddies came on board here, and he put some stuff in there to make, to refine, what do you call it, nanites. And he could use my stuff, and then I could take it out. So that's pretty cool too. You can share your stuff. Nice way to transfer nanites around to your buddies. Here you go. So, oh, and then I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you where the space station is, or what it looks like. Oh, and this system doesn't have a space station, of course. Right, well, let me go to the station. There we go. Nice big majestic view of my ship. Woo, the Sky Daddy. Heck yeah! Check out Sky Daddy. Go Daddy, go Daddy, go Daddy, go. Woo! Ooh. That's pretty cool. Not good. The gun's kind of weird. They don't really shoot from your hard points that you set up. That looks so cool. They don't really shoot from the hard points, but they do shoot kind of from, you know, the side, like, you know, laser temperature overheat. Well, I guess they kind of do. Yeah, they do fire from the hard points. Okay. They don't really look like that from the cockpit view, but I see they're firing from the hard points. That's pretty neat. Okay. Friends, we have a beam on here too, I think, right? Oh, yeah, so that's cool. Oh, that looks neat. Pew, pew. So, anyway, let me go to a space station. Stupid things are still down. Yeah. The ramps. Whoops, that's not what I need. We need this. No, we don't need that. We need this. No. For God's sake. We need this. So, well, the controls are a little different in VR, but that's no excuse. Oh, here's one of my systems, I think. There's all kinds of systems right around and stuff. So, let us deselect the correct system. Hello, thank you. Yeah, that's the Galgas X Tech Corp Limited system. Because that company, a big alleged mega corporation owns that company because they have a monopoly on the gas generation there. Let's see what's here. What system or what? I don't know if it says there. Corvette. Let's see. Let's get some more info on that system. It doesn't say what the name of the base is. Sulfur Upcore is a good system, I seem to remember. Advanced materials, cool. Let's warp there. See what's going on. Yo! Look at all those engines. Hundreds of engines! If I do anything, I'll get, like, the big giant outboard engines. I'll put, like, 2 more of those, kind of where the top rectangular thrusters are, just to make it look awesome. Also, those are good boosters too. So, all right. Well, there's our. Oh, that's Heaven's Gate. Okay, yeah, I sort of know where I am. And you find parts anywhere there's salvageable scrap. Let me. Oh, there's a space station. Let me, however, get our discoveries here. Any place where it says, you know, for your, at the top of your resources, it'll say salvageable scrap. Before that was just kind of like, okay, I'm just digging up junk. Now, however, like OTS and Beta there, they have salvageable scrap. So I can actually find more parts for the Corvette in that system on that planet and dig that stuff up. What is it? It's Forsaken Planet. Very nice. Because that's going to be like low critters and stuff. It'll just be, oh, do not forsake my indolent friend. Oh, look at that, the lightning around the engines. That's so. And then you got the shield generators all working away. You do have a build limit on these ships. Apparently, you can only have 100 parts. I think that's the actual parts. You probably have whatever number of decorations on board your ship. Whee! And that's pretty cool. Station. So all that run up space before you get to the landing pads, that's actually where all the big mama Corvettes land. See, there's a bunch of other spaces there, and you get to those by going to the space station, the space station. Ooh-dee-doo-dee-doo. That's maybe kind of a pain in the butt to get that, but anyway. Or if it's going to unlock, or if the door's fixed itself. Yes, it has. Cool. So that's fixed, and I'm going to go ahead and unlock that door again. Lower the hatch. So yeah, there's this little screen for the Corvette workshop. Dear Corvette at Corvette workshop. Oh, okay. You can build more than one Corvette, which is super awesome. They take up a ship's slot. So I'm assuming people are going to start abandoning their abandoned ship. They're going to start kicking some of their old ships away. I want a freaking Corvette, man. Because I got to build a Corvette that looks like an Eagle from Space 1999. And I got to build one that looks like Serenity. And there's this one I've already built. And I got to build a giant robot one. So you get the idea. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Now these, to get out, since this is a long walk to get out to any of those further ones, they do have little teleporties. They'll drop you off right there to the left of the... It's sort of like where they're at. And that one denotes that's where my ship is. You know, same space station stuff. This space station still has the build stuff in the back for your normal starships. And, yeah, that's how you get around. It's going to run out back to mine because it's close. It's the closest one, right? I suppose if there's more people in this system, they'd have ships all botched up. I haven't seen what happens when more than 4 people try and land there. Maybe it'll be, I don't know. But I know you can see, you can purchase modules, you can purchase the basic ones, which just give you the basic cabin landing gear, the very basics you need to just get a ship built and out into space. Unfortunately, you can't use those. You have to just buy them with credits, which is nice because something to do with your units finally again. The ducting outlets are kind of cool. I have a bunch of those on my ship. But again, you can only have 100 parts, which seems like a lot. But I mean, my ship as is has already got like 89 parts or something. So I don't have a lot of room to fiddle futz with. Although, I'll show you, there's a bunch of parts that will probably take. Here's the advanced module. So it shows all of them. There's the Titan glass cockpit, which I haven't even looked at yet. There's the Thunderbird one, which I have. The Ambassador class one. I think the Ambassador is just like a big, open, round, glass bubble, and there's just kind of like the control panels kind of floating with like wires attached to it and stuff. But anyhow, so then there's like the Titan class habs, the Thunderbird. Oh, the Titan is the one that's like the military looking one, and then the Ambassador is the alien looking ones. And then there's a walkways, which is basically a little 1x1 room, like on the ship there, where you see once you pass the little ice sculpture guys, that's just a little walkway. But it's the Titan class one, so you can't build ships with the little walkways or with the habitats, but that's fine. You can't turn the habitat sideways, which is kind of weird, but it's just lengthwise, which is fine. You can fiddle around with all the little walkways and other stuff to attach winglets on and things. And there's like different landing gear. There's like these bag thruster type ones, and then there's also ones that are, well, I'll show you those in a second. And there's the heavy boosters. Yes, his Thunderbird landing gear. They're like big thrusters on the side of the ship. and then landing gear. But you know, that's if you're making a big, you know, heavy-duty looking guy. There's more heavy boosters, Thunderbird heavy boosters, Osprey wing modules, Bastard sublight thrusters. There's all kinds of different stuff, and then all these different Arcadia wing modules and aerofoils and windows and yeah. See, there's these ones like twin jets, so it would give you, I guess, more powerful engines because there's two of them for one slot. Same with these little twin dynamo jets. Dynamite! And then there's this Canino Stream thruster, which is like a larger single thruster, which is cool. And then there's all these different reactors, which I suppose have more power and more stats to them. The Medusa's the only one you can buy, but you can swap for the other ones. I like the the Thunderbird class landing bay. It basically is just like an elevator. It just drops straight down. You hop on there and it pulls you back up into the ship. You know, kind of, you know, coal mine type style. And then there's these deflection shields and ion barriers and high energy shields. So you can have make like a Star Destroyer with the two shield generators on the bridge. Argonaut wing cowlings and things. I use the Super Cruise aerofoil looks pretty cool, but I used the on the front of my ship there. I used the turbine aerofoil because that looks pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, plenty of parts to play with, and plenty of parts to pick up. And you cannot learn the like the blueprints for those parts. You have to just constantly trade for them. They work like the fossils do. So you're like, I want this one dinosaur fossil skull. I have to trade other fossils to get that skull. And then it's just one. And then there's like these speedbird. There's like, you know, domed type things and all kinds of radiator casings, and the Arcadia blade looks kind of cool. Albatross side pod. Ooh. Arcadia stabilizers. Yeah, there's you know, all manner of stuff. So I think that linked with the ability to use other stuff in there just has expanded the game crazy. They're calling this officially No Man's Sky 6.0 because this adds such a big dimension to this, being able to jump out of your ship and all this stuff. And there is an expedition coming soon, which I always enjoy doing because it gives me kind of like something to do. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you, I like this little satellite receiver. That's cool. So I can build like a Millennium Falcon looking ship. There's all these little streamlined trim caps and all this stuff. And girders and all these other things. Reinforced things and like cargo links and canisters and gantries and all kinds of neat stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I think this is a magnificent expansion. I was going to show you one thing. So here's one thing I think is going to add so much gameplay value to this game. Not that there isn't enough already. But what is super cool is that if you have like a bunch of buddies, you get the four of you together and say, hey, let's go out and do a bunch of missions together. You can finally do that. Because you got a little mission radar here. And then there's the local missions. So you say, oh, I can feed 17 creatures. And we can all get salvage data and quicksilver and stuff. These are all the kind of missions that you would get at the Anomaly with the thing, but, you know, most people just do those solo just because they're like, well, I don't know any of these other guys. But if you have your buddies with you, you could get on voice chat and then be doing this and say, like, hey, let's go fishing or go blow up some monstrosities or whatever. And just get, like, tons of extra dough. Look at that. Salvage frigate modules? Hell yeah. Salvage data? Cool. So, yeah, I mean, that's really cool. That gives you all this different stuff to be able to do. Kill sentinels, kill monstrosities. They're kind of more simplified missions. They're not like the ones that are in the Anomaly. But if you've got your friends with you, you can just grab all those and go off and do them all, and then come back to the ship and hang out. I can, you know, sit on the couch or something while you're warping to the new system or whatever. But yeah, I think this is like super cool. They did a fantastic job. Hello Games has done such a fantastic job over the years with this game. You know, people are like, ooh, you had a crappy launch. So what? So it had a crappy launch. How many other games have crappy launches and then go nowhere and just like wither and die? 9 years later, we get this magnificent prompt. And by the way, not a single penny for any DLCs. This is something like the 30th patch or whatever, if you will. And see, they're up to, version 6.0 of the game. And I spent the $60 back in the day on day one. I played a little bit. I was like, okay, it's all right. And they put it down for a long time. And then when they came out with the multiplayer stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, and it could also be played on PlayStation VR. And I was like, oh. So it is magnificent and lovely. So yeah, very cool. Well, thanks for watching. Again, if you like to catch it like Jim, give a like and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, But yeah. So once again, as always, I'm your ubiquitous, random poxy, ubiquitous, interstellar vagabond, and reporting live from No Man's Sky. I'm gonna go hop back in my ship and salvage a bunch of junk and get more parts to build more bits and build more ships and build more Corvettes. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I like the way that the front of this looks. It's just that streamlined, like, oh yeah. I might get the other cockpit for one of the other cockpits for the ship, but I don't know. I think that one looks really cool for this particular ship. I had originally the cockpit when I put those longer wings in. I had it kind of like there, sort of wedged in, but it sort of cut off some of the windows. So I thought, nah, we'll have it pronounced, like, here's the cockpit. Sort of Firefly looking kind of thing. So. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you cats on the flip side.